There's a moment in every harsh winter when, the cold stops feeling like weather and starts feeling like an enemy. During World War II, that enemy was everywhere, howling through forests, seeping into ruined cities, swallowing entire divisions as temperatures plunged below anything human flesh should have to endure. And in those moments, when wool blankets froze stiff and coats turned to icy armor, soldiers reached for something so ordinary, so overlooked, so wildly simple, that it almost sounds unbelievable today. Yet this humble material quietly saved more lives than many officially issued supplies. It didn't come from factories, depots, or supply lines. It came from the ground. It came from barns. It came from fields abandoned in the chaos of war. It was straw, and it became the frontline's forgotten, unstoppable insulator. Let's break down how this everyday farm byproduct outperformed expensive gear, why entire units depended on it to survive the coldest battles of World War II, and why the science behind it still beats many modern prepping mistakes today. Straw became a lifeline because World War II didn't just bring combat. It brought some of the most brutal winters of the 20th century. Think about soldiers on the Eastern Front facing temperatures that dropped below -30, snow piled higher than helmets. Weapons froze. Coffee froze. Breath crystallized before it even hit the air. In the Ardennes, during the Battle of the Bulge, frostbite hit so hard that casualties from the cold rivaled the losses from actual fighting. And through all of this, the standard issue for warmth was a wool blanket that soaked up moisture like a sponge and turned into a stiff, icy slab by midnight. Sleeping bags? Rare. Waterproofing? Minimal. Heat retention? Gone the moment snow melted into fabric. Soldiers desperately needed insulation that didn't absorb water, didn't collapse, didn't weigh them down, and didn't disappear when supply lines broke. Straw checked every single box because its strength wasn't in the stock. It was in the trapped air inside it. Hollow, stiff, naturally resistant to collapsing under weight, straw created tiny pockets that held warmth even when slightly damp. What wool lost the moment it got wet, straw kept: loft, structure, and insulation. That meant a soldier who lay directly on snow had his body heat sucked away in minutes. But a soldier who slept on 6 to 8 inches of straw, his heat stayed with him. The ground couldn't steal it, the cold couldn't crush it. And even though no army officially issued straw as equipment, every army learned to rely on it. Troops on both the Eastern Front and in Western Europe became masters at harvesting it. A barn became more valuable for its straw loft than its roof. Soldiers filled their greatcoats with handfuls of it, creating bulky but warm insulation that beat anything the quartermaster delivered. Boots were packed with straw whenever socks were soaked or lost. Helmets were padded with it. Makeshift bunkers were lined with straw walls. Some units even mixed straw into mud to build sturdier, warmer shelters. Wherever winter hit hard, straw followed as the secret weapon they never taught in training. And here's the part most people overlook. Straw didn't just keep you warm, it kept you alive. In conditions where frostbite could end a soldier's fighting ability in just a few hours, losing body heat wasn't just uncomfortable, it was deadly. The men who ignored the straw trick often paid for it in frozen toes, stiff fingers, and lowered endurance. The men who embraced it endured nights that would have otherwise broken them. So why does this forgotten insulator matter for us today? Because, honestly, the principle behind straw is the foundation of real-world survival. Modern prepping loves complexity, high-tech fabrics, vacuum-sealed gear, fancy ultralight materials. But the core of staying warm is the same today as it was in 1942. You win by trapping air. You win by staying dry. You win by building a barrier between your body and the ground. Straw simply did all of that in the most efficient, natural way possible. Even now, if you ever find yourself in freezing conditions without proper gear, a bed of straw can save the night. 6 to 8 inches under your body stops conduction cold. More piled on top acts like a natural blanket. Stuffing straw inside a jacket instantly adds insulating bulk. Filling boots with dry straw warms feet even when you have no spare socks. And for shelters, straw walls slow heat loss better than many makeshift materials people rely on today. You can test this in a controlled way. Lay on a tarp on frozen ground, then lay on a tarp with a thick layer of straw beneath you. The difference hits instantly. It's the same lesson soldiers learn by necessity. Nature has already engineered some of the best survival technology humans have ever used. We just tend to forget it because it's not flashy. But history remembers, and so should we, because the real story here isn't just straw, it's the mindset behind it. In World War II, survival didn't always come from issued gear or official training. It often came from resourcefulness, from adapting what the environment provided, from understanding the basic science behind insulation. Straw was never meant to be a battlefield tool, yet it outperformed carefully designed equipment because soldiers understood how to use it. For history lovers, this is another reminder of the ingenuity found in the darkest winters of the war. For survivalists, it's proof that simple materials beat complicated gear when the principles are understood. And for anyone trying to build real resilience, it's a lesson worth keeping. Sometimes the best solutions are the ones we walk past every day. So as we uncover more forgotten survival wisdom from World War II here on History's Survival Code, remember this simple truth. Sometimes the strongest advantage isn't found in a factory or a manual. It's found in a barn, a field, or a handful of straw that has been keeping humans warm for thousands of years. If you value these deep dives into lost World War II survival skills, make sure you subscribe to History's Survival Code. Share this breakdown with fellow history lovers, outdoor enthusiasts, and anyone who wants to learn the real fundamentals of surviving when life turns harsh. Let's keep this knowledge alive for the next generation.